Star Song, humanity's echo among the void. In the uncharted void beyond the Andromeda Rift, humanity's first interstellar vessel, the Resonance, drifted. Its hull gleamed with the luster of a civilization that had risen, fallen, and risen again, an indomitable species that refused to fade into obscurity. Inside, Captain Lanaya Voss stood on the bridge, gazing at the tapestry of stars painted across the vast black canvas. The crew was silent, each member focused on their tasks, but tension hung heavy in the air. They had come to the rift to answer a question that had haunted humanity for millennia. Were they truly alone? A week ago, the Resonance had intercepted a signal, a haunting melody that wove through space like a siren's call. It wasn't random, it carried structure, purpose, and an eerie familiarity. Captain, Ensign Malik called from the comm station. The signal's amplitude just spiked. It's responding to us. Lanaya stepped forward. Responding? How? Malik turned, his eyes wide. It's mirroring our pulses. We've been broadcasting our heartbeat rhythms as part of the handshake protocol, and now, he paused, swallowing hard. Now it's harmonizing with them. The bridge fell silent. Lanaya exchanged a glance with Chief Engineer Patel, who muttered under his breath, "Impossible." "Patch it through," Lanaya ordered, her voice steady despite the chill running down her spine. The speakers came alive with an ethereal symphony. It wasn't just sound, it was a story, a song of sorrow and triumph. The melody spoke of creation and destruction, of a race that had reached for the stars and been cast into darkness. "Captain," Patel said, breaking the spell, "this isn't just a signal, it's an intelligence." Lanaya's heart raced. "Are you saying it's alive?" Patel hesitated, then nodded. "Or what's left of it. It could be the remnants of a civilization encoded in the signal." Suddenly, the ship shuddered, lights dimmed, and warning alarms blared. "What the hell was that?" Lanaya barked. "Gravitational disturbance," Malik reported. "Something massive is appearing ahead of us." Through the viewport, the void shimmered and twisted until a colossal structure materialized, a sphere of impossible proportions, its surface pulsating with the same melody. "The source of the signal," Patel whispered. Lanaya clenched her fists. "Prepare a landing team, we're going in." As they approached the sphere in a small shuttle, the song grew louder, resonating within their very bones. The interior of the structure was an intricate labyrinth of glowing conduits and ancient machinery, all humming with life. In the heart of the sphere, they found it, a crystalline entity suspended in a sea of energy. It pulsed with light, synchronizing perfectly with the song. "It's an archive," Patel realized, his voice reverent, "a record of a species that lived long before us." Lanaya stepped closer, the entity's glow reflecting in her eyes. "But why the song? Why call us?" As if in answer, the melody shifted. It spoke not in words but in emotions, loneliness, hope, and a plea. "They're dying," Malik said softly. "Whatever's left of them, they need us to preserve them." Lanaya's resolve hardened. Humanity had once been on the brink of extinction, saved only by their ingenuity and unity. Now, it was their turn to save another. "Begin the transfer," she commanded. "We'll carry their legacy back with us. Their story won't end here." As the ship prepared to leave, the melody changed once more, becoming brighter, triumphant. Humanity had answered the call, and the stars would remember their kindness. In the silent void, the Resonance departed, carrying with it a song, a testament to two civilizations that refused to fade into the void. As the Resonance charted its course back to human space, the crew was abuzz with the weight of their discovery. The crystalline archive, now housed in the ship's containment bay, pulsed softly, emitting faint musical notes like a heartbeat. It was alive, perhaps not in the way humans understood life, but undeniably sentient. Lanaya stood on the observation deck, watching the stars stream past. She felt the enormity of their mission pressing down on her. They weren't just carrying the remnants of an alien civilization, they were carrying a piece of the universe's history. "Captain," Patel's voice came over the intercom, "you might want to come down here." Lanaya made her way to the containment bay, where Patel, Malik, and several other crew members stood in front of the crystalline structure. Its glow had intensified, casting shifting patterns of light across the walls. "What's happening?" Lanaya asked. "It's learning," Patel said, awe in his voice. "The archive is adapting to our systems, integrating. It's trying to communicate more directly." "Can we establish a connection?" Patel nodded. "We're running a neural interface simulation. It should translate its signals into something we can understand." The lights in the room dimmed as the machinery hummed to life. Slowly, the crystalline entity's song transformed, its notes weaving into a cascade of images that played out on the central display. Scenes of an alien world appeared, a vibrant, lush planet with towering spires and oceans that shimmered like liquid silver. A civilization thrived, their figures tall and elegant, their hands crafting wonders of art and technology. Then came the darkness. A massive celestial event, a supernova, tore through their system. The planet's surface withered under the onslaught, and the species fought desperately to survive. Their last act of unity was to build the archive, encoding their collective knowledge and essence into the crystalline structure before their world was consumed. The display faded, leaving the room silent. They called themselves the Antheri, Malik whispered, and this archive, it's their legacy. Lanaya stared at the entity, her voice steady but filled with emotion. They reached across the void for someone to remember them. We won't let them down. As the weeks passed, the crew worked tirelessly to decode more of the archive's data. The Antheri's knowledge was breathtaking, advancements in energy manipulation, medicine, and starship engineering far beyond humanity's understanding. But with the knowledge came warnings. The Antheri had delved too deep into the fabric of reality, tampering with forces they didn't fully understand. Their destruction wasn't just the result of the supernova, it had been accelerated by their own experiments. Lanaya called a meeting in the ship's main briefing room. The mood was somber. This is a gift, she began, gesturing to the projections of the Antheri's discoveries. But it's also a reminder of the dangers we face as we push the boundaries of science. We must honor their memory, not repeat their mistakes. As the crew nodded in agreement, the crystalline entity's glow intensified once again. This time, its song carried a new tone, gratitude. It's thanking us, Patel said, a rare smile on his face. When the resonance finally returned to human space, the galaxy greeted them as heroes. The Antheri's archive became the cornerstone of a new era for humanity, a reminder of the fragility and resilience of life. And among the stars, the song of the Antheri echoed still, carried by the hearts and minds of those who would never forget. Humanity was no longer alone, and the void was no longer silent. Together, they had created a symphony that would endure forever. With the crystalline archive safely transferred to the Earth-based Xenocultural Preservation Institute, XPI, humanity embarked on a new chapter of exploration, fueled by the Antheri's knowledge. The archive, now nicknamed the Starsong Core, became the centerpiece of study, sparking revolutions in science, philosophy, and art. Lanaya Voss, now a celebrated figure across human space, returned to the resonance. Despite the accolades, she felt restless. The Starsong Core had revealed only fragments of its secrets, and Lanaya couldn't shake the feeling that the Antheri's story wasn't over. Months later, Lanaya's instincts were validated. Patel, now heading a specialized research division, contacted her with urgency. Captain, you need to see this, Patel said, his face illuminated by the shimmering patterns of the Starsong Core. Lanaya joined him in the XPI lab, where holographic projections of the core's latest transmissions danced in the air. We've deciphered a new sequence, Patel explained, his voice tinged with excitement and trepidation. It's a set of coordinates, not just any coordinates, these point to a star system deep in the Perseus Veil. The core, it wants us to go there. Lanaya's eyes narrowed. Why? Patel hesitated, then brought up a simulation. The system contains a neutron star, surrounded by an anomalous energy field. Based on the Antheri's records, it's where their civilization stored something they called the luminal seed. What is it? We're not entirely sure, Patel admitted, but from what we've gathered, it's the culmination of their experiments, a creation meant to preserve not just knowledge, but life itself. The resonance was recommissioned within weeks, this time outfitted with advanced technology derived from the Antheri's discoveries. The ship's mission was clear, to retrieve the luminal seed and uncover the final chapter of the Antheri's legacy. The journey to the Perseus Veil was perilous. The closer they came to the system, the more unstable space became. Gravitational anomalies distorted their instruments, and bursts of radiation threatened the ship's integrity. Whatever's there, Lanaya murmured to herself, it's powerful enough to bend the laws of physics. As they entered the system, the neutron star came into view, a pulsating, brilliant orb surrounded by a swirling halo of energy. In its orbit floated a structure, an enormous ring-like station, its surface etched with the intricate designs of the Antheri. The Starsong Core reacted instantly, its melody blending with the vibrations emanating from the station. It's a key, Patel realized. The core is activating the station. Landing on the station, the crew found it eerily intact. The interior was a labyrinth of crystalline corridors, glowing faintly with residual power. At the heart of the station, they discovered the luminal seed, a sphere of radiant light, suspended in a containment field. Lanaya stepped forward, her breath catching. The seed radiated warmth and a sense of purpose, as though it were alive. Scans show it's a biosynthetic construct, Patel reported. It's capable of generating ecosystems, even entire worlds. The Antheri didn't just want to preserve knowledge, they wanted to create life anew. As the team worked to stabilize the seed, the station began to tremble. The neutron star's energy field was destabilizing, its power drawn toward the seed's activation. "We've got to move, Captain," Malik shouted. "The whole station is collapsing." With the luminal seed secured aboard the Resonance, the ship raced away from the system just as the station disintegrated in a brilliant explosion. The neutron star's energy surged outward, but the advanced shielding of the Antheri's technology held firm. As the crew caught their breath, Lanaya gazed at the seed, now safely stored in the containment bay. "This isn't just a relic," she said quietly, "it's a second chance, for the Antheri, and maybe for us." Back on Earth, the luminal seed was studied and eventually activated. In controlled conditions, it began to terraform barren environments, creating lush, self-sustaining ecosystems. It was as though the Antheri were reaching across time, gifting humanity the means to heal their worlds and expand responsibly into the stars. Yet the seed held more than just biological potential. Deep within its light was another message, a final note from the Antheri, their farewell to the universe. We sang to the stars, and the stars sang back. "Now, we leave the melody in your hands, may you craft a harmony we never could." And so, humanity sang their own song, one born of unity, remembrance, and hope, an echo among the void that would never fade. The success of the Luminal Seed project reshaped humanity's understanding of their place in the cosmos. With the barren moons of Mars, Europa, and Titan blooming under the seed's influence, humanity realized they weren't just explorers, they were caretakers, inheritors of a legacy older than the stars they now reached for. But the luminal seed was only the beginning. As scientists delved deeper into its mysteries, they discovered it had a latent function, a locked layer of programming that required specific conditions to activate. The Starsong core, still pulsing faintly in its containment chamber, began emitting fragments of a new melody, a guiding beacon to uncover the next piece of the Antheri's grand design. The coordinates pointed to a distant region of space, one long thought to be unreachable, the abyssal expanse, a void where no known stars existed. The Resonance embarked once again, with Lanaya Voss leading a crew of seasoned veterans and eager new recruits. The abyssal expanse was a place of myth among humanity's explorers, its darkness a stark reminder of how little they understood about the universe. As they approached the expanse, the Starsong core grew more active, its melody intensified, harmonizing with strange energy fluctuations in the void. "Captain, we're picking up faint gravitational anomalies," Malik reported, his voice tinged with unease. "It's like something is here, but it's hidden." The crew's anticipation turned to awe as they discovered the source of the anomalies. Emerging from the blackness was a massive structure, larger than anything they had ever seen. It wasn't a station or a ship, it was a megastructure, a Dyson-like sphere enveloping a faint, flickering star. "This is it," Patel whispered, "the Antheri's last sanctuary." Entering the sphere, they found a network of chambers filled with crystalline constructs, each one echoing the design of the Starsong core. It was as if the Antheri had left a breadcrumb trail of their legacy, each artifact building upon the last. In the central chamber, they discovered the final piece of the puzzle, the harmonic nexus. It was a vast, crystalline lattice that pulsed with light and sound, resonating with the Starsong core. Patel worked furiously to interface with the nexus, translating its patterns into comprehensible data. "It's not just a repository," he said, "it's a creation engine. The Antheri didn't just preserve knowledge or life, they built this to create entire civilizations." "What do you mean?" Lanaya asked, her voice filled with equal parts curiosity and dread. Patel gestured to the readings. "The nexus is capable of replicating the genetic, cultural, and technological essence of a species. It's a blueprint for resurrection." As the nexus came online, it began projecting a vast holographic map of the galaxy. Thousands of markers lit up, each representing a world the Antheri had seeded with potential life. But there was a warning encoded in the data, a growing darkness spreading from the galactic core, a force that the Antheri had fled from, now encroaching once more. The nexus spoke, its voice a harmonic blend of tones, though it didn't use words. The message was clear, the Antheri had failed to stop the darkness, but humanity now had the tools to stand against it. "We were never just meant to inherit their legacy," Lanaya realized, "we were meant to defend it." Returning to human space, the Resonance carried the Nexus's data and its dire warning. The galaxy wasn't just a canvas for exploration, it was a battlefield for survival. United by the Antheri's gifts and humanity's ingenuity, a coalition of species, both human and alien, began to form. Together, they prepared for the challenge ahead. crafting new technologies, forging alliances, and delving deeper into the mysteries of the void. And as they stood on the precipice of a new era, humanity's song grew louder, richer, a melody of defiance and hope, echoing across the stars. The void was vast, but now it had a voice, and that voice would never be silenced.